Hi, welcome to Christine's Corner. I have Shawn Martin to my right, and he is from the Bristol Elks Lodge, 1010.
1010.
He's here to tell us about the lodge, how it started, when it started, and how long it's been. The Bristol one has been
Okay.
there.
Fantastic.
And what they do.
Okay. Well, we got a lot to talk about.
I'm sorry to throw all those questions at you all at once.
Well, hopefully I remember anything. If I forget something,
I'll say
please let me
something.
know.
Oh,
First and foremost, thank you so much, Christine, for actually inviting me on the show. I would love to talk about the Elks and how I'm passionate and how over 1 million other members of the lodge are passionate about it as well.
well, thank you for coming as well.
I
Yes.
appreciate it. All right. To start off with, back in 1866.
Wow, that's far back.
That goes back quite a ways. 1866, we were founded as the Jolly Corks. It was a group of musicians and singers and stage people that
Oh.
got together, and what they decided on is they needed a place to rehearse on Sunday. And during the Prohibition, and you couldn't actually do anything during that time. They
No drinking,
found a
right?
place, found a place where they could actually get together, rehearse, and have some fellowship. And so they were all men just looking for a place to rehearse and practice and have fun. Um, a year later, 1887, there was a gentleman he called himself Charles Vivian. All right, that was his stage name.
Uh,
Came from England on a boat
oh, wow.
and didn't have much money, but
That's,
had enough to actually talk to people and say, "Hey, where can I go? I don't have any place to stay. Don't know where to go." And so he got involved in this group. They called themselves the Jolly Corks, and next thing you know, he brought over some idea. When he was over in London, there was a group called um, the Benevolent Order of Buffalo,
oh,
and very similar to Benevolent Protective Order of Elks.
yes.
But he was talking about how they became a, uh, a, a greater lodge, and they had many other followings, and he got very active, and he was a great singer, so he actually had multiple shows in New York City and all that. But they were working out in New York, and they started getting about 12 people together, and they said, we should really get together and figure out what we're going to do. So they did that, and they said, well, we should really change our name. Jolly Corks isn't really that good. Maybe we could actually do something about that.
They just sound like gestures.
Yeah, well, they weren't as much jesters, but they were having a jolly old time. But to be honest with you, they actually started say, why don't we create rules and regulations and bylaws and constitution? And so they got together, they formed a group, and they had meetings where they would go through and so they actually wrote some bylaws and rules of the order.
Ah, wow, way back then.
Way back then. So in 1868, February 12th, 1868, they agreed upon a name, and it was Benevolent Protective Order of Elks. What you see if you drive by our building, actually you're a member yourself, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yeah,
You see on
it's been
top
a
of the
year.
building, BPOE. That's
Yes.
Benevolent and Protective Order of Elks. And they actually came up with that name back in 1868. It was funny, about a year later, I'm trying to talk quickly because we don't have a lot of time. A year later, they wanted to open up more lodges. And they found out that they had to have a major chapter overlooking and overseeing and have rules of how you can become a charter member of the organization. So they were talking about something called the Great Lodge or whatever it was of Benevolent Protective Order of Elks. And it took about a year for them to actually come up with it. And because the founding lodge in New York couldn't be the Grand Lodge as we know it now, they actually found another place down in Manhattan where that was the original Grand Lodge. Now it's in Chicago. And so in 1871, they were granted the right to actually have this Grand Lodge and have subordinate, and where they could actually open up lodges throughout the United States.
Wow.
And since then, we've grown and grown and grown.
It's quite a foresight way back then. And
Yep.
to still have it today in 2024.
Christine, it's amazing. And like
and
I
you
said,
didn't change the name or
no
laws.
The laws get updated. So bylaws of our lodge get updated every year at the Grand Lodge meeting.
That's good because I'm sure
Because
it's
things
quite
change.
different. Yes.
Things change. Although our rituals are very similar from the written ones that were all the way back in the 18th century, and then you've been
I was
through it,
initiated.
initiated.
Yes. Yep.
So everything's in Old English. It doesn't read good. Let's put it this way: for new officers, it's difficult to actually get through it and actually understand it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
but-
quite different. Different that I seen. It did seem old style, the way you had to be initiated and go into the first door and say,
Right.
"I have somebody here."
The ante room
Before you go
into
in,
the
and
lodge
everyone's
floor.
in their uniforms. And,
Yeah. So yeah, as you mentioned, you don't have your jewels on. Well, we can only wear jewels during ritual practices or a lodge meeting.
oh,
And let's talk a little bit about that. What is the Elks, and what does that mean? Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of people think, well, it's just another club that people go to
you had to
and
drink or
socialize.
something.
Yeah. We're a lot more than that. And this is one of the main reasons why I've been a member here for 34 years in April 1st.
Wow, long time.
And I started when I was 21.
Wow.
It's the reason why I stuck with it, because of all the charitable things that we actually do. As a local lodge, we have many of the same things that the Grand Lodge actually does. We have child youth services. So we educate them about drug awareness, so our DAP program, drug awareness program. We also have Hoop Shoot, where we have contests locally, and then it goes regionally, and then it goes state, and then it just goes all the way up to the Grand Lodge. So if somebody's a really good foul shooter in any age group, they can actually get their family paid for free, fly out to Chicago, stay there through the entire Hoop Shoot thing, and then they fly back. All
Wow.
the lodging, food, the whole bit.
Wow.
Soccer shoot, we only go up to the regional level, but soccer shoot's another thing. We do child safety, where as a local lodge, we hand out close to 100, 150 helmets, and we actually fit the helmets, and we get the local police department actually comes down, sets up a little area so they can ride their bikes around.
Oh, that
And-
is so
And
nice.
at that time, they also, if somebody wants to check their child seat for fit and make sure that they're doing it right, we have licensed police officers that can actually do that and check it. So we do that every year as well. We also give back to the community through grants. We've given out $4,000 to one of our local shelters just in the past year.
Just in 1 year, you gave him 4,000.
Just one of those, and
Just one.
we've given out multiple grants. We have multiple grants that we can actually obtain through something that's called ENF, Elks National Foundation, and so per capita, so the Grand Exalted Ruler, which is Grand Lodge's exalted ruler, he oversees all of us.
Which, when I joined, that's what
I
you
was
were.
the exalted ruler. I was
Yes.
the one that actually was running the meeting.
You
Yeah.
said, how many times have you been?
Actually, third time. Yeah,
Third?
Yeah. So last year was my third year, or not consecutive years, but periodically throughout the time that I've been a member, I've been in ER for 3 times. Again, I wouldn't be here talking to you today if I wasn't passionate
So
about what we
yes.
actually do.
I could tell every time I talked to you, and you really try to get people to join.
Not only join, but just enjoy. I always tell everybody, I said, treat this like your second family, okay? Would you want to be disrespectful to your family? No, be respectful, and you're
Right.
going to get respect in return.
Right. Every time I go, everyone there, they didn't even know me, and they're saying, "Hi, how
Uh,
are you?"
and that's what I like to see and I like to hear because
Yeah.
that's what I try to, if you show people this is how you act, maybe sometimes they'll act that. Everybody has a bad day.
Yeah.
You know what
Right.
I mean, Christine?
Yeah. But you don't mind going back in because, wow, these are nice people, and I've never seen a fight or argument or yelling or,
No, that doesn't happen
and they
very
don't get
often.
into your stuff. They just, it's just very light. Hi, how are you?
Another reason why I love it, and we get a lot of great people. Last year we had 149 new members. This year we're on
Wow.
track for over 100.
Wow.
We got another big class coming in. I think it's somewhere around 25 people that we can actually bring in.
Well, that's good news.
Yeah. And all the officers and all the members, they really reach out and they want to help. And we have a basket for non-perishable foods. By the time that we actually pull that out, we'll probably have 3 or 4 boxes. People just bring in. They say, "Well, I'm not going to use that. I'm not going to use that." They just bring stuff in,
Wow.
and that goes to help a lot of
Yeah.
people. We have clothing drives all the time.
Oh, I didn't see that, but I did see the school supplies too.
School supplies, that's another thing.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. Some of the other things. Okay, one of our biggest rituals, if you don't mind me saying, is Flag Day. We're one of the uh, few that celebrate Flag Day.
Oh,
And it's the first Sunday in June. Um, and if anybody, it's open to the public, if anybody would like to see it, it's going to give you the history of the flag and what it means to be an American citizen, and all the way through every flag we have. And so please come on down to Bristol Elks Lodge. It's 126 South Street. We start around 10 o'clock. We raise the flag outside. We do a salute to the flag. We do a little saying, and then we come back in and they go through the history. And we have Boys and Girl Scouts that carry out the flags
wow.
for each one, and they give the history of where this flag was flown and who created it. And
Oh,
then we
that's
have a guest speaker, and we have a special treat this year. There's a gentleman turning 100 years old.
wow.
Okay. And he was in Iwo Jima. He carried the flag up some mountain, and he was so excited. Can I come down? And I said, it's open to the public. That's one of the only rituals that you'll see us, with our regalia on,
Yep.
with the public.
Oh,
We also have funeral ceremonies, for our past members that request it. We can go to either graveside or to the funeral home and do a ritual,
oh,
a
that's very
funeral
nice.
ritual.
Very nice.
Uh, Obviously, initiation. We have a lot of different rituals that, it's just amazing to see, and people interested in it. I may not be able to say everything in our 25 minutes, but I would love to actually show them around, or go to any of our lodges. We have a number of lodges
I was
in
gonna
the state
say
of
there's,
Connecticut.
yeah,
Yeah, we
I
have
didn't realize.
4 districts, Northeast, and now I'm going to get Northwest, Central, and Coastal. And so there's a number of lodges within those organizations, but anybody can actually look it up, say, where's an Elks near me? And, Google it, and it'll tell you. And just say, hey, listen, I'm interested in becoming a member. Can you show me what you got?
Once you become a member, as I am, can I go to any other lodges anywhere?
Matter of fact, when you become a member, you're a member of the Elks organization. So you
Oh,
can go to any lodge at any time,
any
pretty
state?
much as long as any state.
Wow.
I've been to close to 98 different lodges so far.
Wow, that's impressive.
Matter of fact, I was down in Atlanta, and one of our past officers said he was down there because he wanted to see what it was like. He goes, I wonder if there's any Elks with golf courses. So
Oh,
Stan, being a big golfer, he said, let's look it up. And sure enough, we found one. It was only about 20 minutes away, and we played 18 holes of golf for, I think it was $18, and that was with a cart. And that's
Wow.
pretty cheap.
That is real good.
But they invited us in. We sat, we talked to them. They gave us a tour of their lodge, and they had an Olympic-sized in-ground pool,
Wow.
plus a golf course.
We didn't.
It was rather
Bristol
nice.
doesn't have that. We don't
Bristol
have the
does not
area
have
either.
that, but we do have one down by the shore that has a nice beach, and they
Oh.
have music every Sunday, and you can go in there and walk in, show your membership ID card,
Yeah.
write it down, sign in as visiting member or your lodge number, and
Yeah.
so you can go anywhere you want.
Wow.
And usually they welcome you with open arms and say, "Hey, anything you do? Oh, how's your lodge doing?" And
Yeah.
just talk.
So
Because we're a big family.
is this throughout the United States? Is it the
It's
another
not-
continent or?
Okay, right now we used to have some lodges, Philippines, Guam, and so it's basically the 50 states, okay, including Alaska, Hawaii. But COVID hit many of us in a very difficult way.
Yeah, everything's changed.
We lost membership because nobody really wanted to go out anymore.
Yeah.
And it's rebounding. Like I said, past 3 years, we're probably around 350 new members. So we're close to 900. Actually, we're right at 960 plus the 25. So we're going to be close to 1,000 members just in our local lodge.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah, we're
that
doing
says
very
a
well.
lot. Yeah. I know it started, it was just men only.
It was
I'm
men
so
only. When
glad
I
it's female now.
Yeah.
How long
Real
has it
cute
been
story.
female?
So I was a member, just exiting the service. My father said, "Hey, listen, a friend of mine said, why don't we become members of the Elks?" And this was him, and he goes, "Yeah, I can do it." And then he goes, "You know what? It's a great place to actually calm down. We can watch the fights on Tuesday, play a couple games of pool." And this was down in the basement before it was upstairs. And I said, "Sure, I'll become a member. Why not? It's time to spend with my father." But then as life goes on, you get a couple kids, and next thing you know,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
working,
You just
you're not.
can't.
So I'd show up like 1 or 2 times a year. Well, I walk in once, I'm walking downstairs, and sure enough, they usually have a picture of the exalted ruler.
I did
I
see
s-
that, yeah.
I see a woman,
Oh, a woman?
Esther Mazzotti.
Oh.
Okay, her picture was up there. And I go, huh, okay. If it wasn't for the women, we wouldn't be where we are today.
Oh,
Amazing.
thank you.
My wife, to be honest with you, she's the secretary of our lodge. We have a treasurer, we have a chaplain that's,
I didn't
and
know
we've
that.
had 3 exalted rulers that have been females. And
I didn't know that.
Yes.
I thought you had to be male to be
Nope.
an officer.
No. So
Ah.
it's really exciting.
Yeah.
And they're doing great things. They're always involved in everything we do. And, when we have our special needs or special friends Christmas party where we serve about 100 and 150 people, okay, between their handlers and their special friends, everybody gets fed turkey dinner with all the fixings, and they're out there, they're helping, they're cooking, they're doing, waiting, cleaning tables with the men.
Oh, they are.
Oh, absolutely. Men
Oh, they
help out
must be
too.
so excited.
It is probably one of the most special things I've ever seen. And I
Yeah.
tell all our new members, if you get a chance to come down for the special needs, special friends Christmas party, please do so. I was Santa this past year.
You were
I was Santa. Yeah, that's when I
Wow.
grew out my beard. Do you remember?
Yes, I do.
Yep. I dyed it
Ah.
white, and of
That
course
must
put
have
a
been
little
fun.
put a little
pillow there.
pillow in my suit. But
Now they're
yeah,
trying
it was
to.
great.
Now they want Santa to be on a diet and be a skinny Santa.
Well, I could do that. Easy.
Right? Yeah, I know you do a lot of charity work, but then there's fun stuff. Like I do. I loved going to bingo every Wednesday.
Oh, sure.
The
Yeah,
six.
we have lodge events, and then there's the charitable events, and the lodge events. So we have 5-card bingo, something that I never heard of until we
Me
actually started
either.
doing, and now we pack the place.
Yeah.
It's amazing, and it's a very small. It's not really betting. It's kind of like you're buying bingo cards
Yeah.
basically, and if you win, you win,
Yeah.
and it all goes back to the person that bought it. So, and then we also do karaoke every once in a while.
I did that once.
Did you? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But again, when COVID hit, everything kind of got turned back. But we have deck opening party. That's a big event. We have live bands and
What's that?
a deck opening party. So in the spring, we decide when we're going to say, okay, during the winter time, the deck's really not open because of snow drifts and it's liability.
Yeah.
So we'll do a deck opening party, say, hey, welcome spring, and we have a band outside, and everybody just has fun. We have a big cookout. We do pig roast. We do the 500 Club where, they'll have a big dinner and a dance after. We're trying to get back to the dancing every once in a while.
Yeah.
And we're constantly thinking of new and better ways of, drawing people as well as keeping people.
Yeah.
Because if they get bored, they don't want to do anything, and I always try to get them involved in other things as well. So.
Yeah.
But just like when I started, okay, not everybody has time to do certain things. I just say, well, if you can help out the cooking crew one night, we have the cooking crew on Fridays where we serve food. Actually, on Valentine's or the 17th, I'm actually making cordon bleu and
yeah.
twice baked potatoes and
The dinners you
they're
all
very
make
good. Yeah,
when you
yeah.
have them.
Pasta nights and during the
And
winter.
meatloaf.
Yeah, meatloaf. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's delicious. It was my first time there. It was Thanksgiving meal that you did.
Okay.
It was $10 at that
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
I don't know what it is now, but
Oh, it changes.
I'm
The
not
price.
supposed to tell the price. I'm sorry. But it was delicious, and what a spread! All that food, and I was like, wow, it was worth it. And that was my first night, and then I seen 2 or 3 people that I knew that was there. I'm like, wow, and I never knew about it, and it was great. Everyone was friendly. Nobody, said any, didn't put me down or anything. Yeah, it was very nice. And then I was telling my dad who lives in Maine now, he said that he used to be an Elks member, and I was like, what? I did not know that. So that was special too.
Yeah, no.
And playing pool,
Playing pool. Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, but that was when it was all men. Like
Yeah.
I said, times have changed.
Yeah, and you have that other side too that a lot of people can, if they want to party, there's a big hall.
Yeah, well, we have a hall, and hall rentals are actually open for the public. They can purchase a bartender if they have to or something like that. But hall rentals are always available. Most of our lodges have hall rentals as well. So again, anybody interested, please reach out to an Elks Lodge near you and find out what they can provide. We can seat up to 100, comfortably 135. We can get probably 150 in there.
Yeah, it's
So,
nice. A lot of
We're
parking.
redoing it too. This.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
July and August, it's going to be closed for renovations.
Oh no.
So, but that's a good thing. We have to constantly evolve and get better.
Yeah, I had a nice party there once too, where these actors came in pretending it was a murder mystery.
Oh, yes,
That
it
was
was.
really
Yeah,
neat.
yep,
Yeah.
yep. We
I
have
had
different
them
things
on my
throughout the-
show actually.
Oh, did you really?
From
That's
from
fantastic.
being there, I
Oh,
had them
great,
come on.
great. I hear you're doing fantastic here. You got a cooking thing going and all that.
Everything, yeah.
Wow, that's fantastic,
Yeah.
Christine.
I thank you so much for coming on my show and talking about the Elks Lodge. I'm sure they can go online, and
They
just
can go
put
online.
Elks Lodge, I'm sure.
And again,
and
they
they-
can get in touch with me if they have any questions for the Bristol Lodge, or I can point you to the right lodge that's closer to you. We cover Plainville, Bristol, Burlington, Terryville, so the Bristol Lodge kind of covers that area.
Oh, I thought it was just Bristol.
No, because the lodges are so the closest one is Waterbury and Southington, and Southington, Plainville closest to Southington can go there, or they can go to Bristol Lodge. So it's all districted,
Yeah.
Or if you know somebody in Bristol and they want to bring you in Bristol and you want to go to Bristol, we just have to get the right from Southington to say, I would like to go to Bristol Lodge.
Oh, I didn't know that.
We have people from Westbrook that actually come here.
Wow, Westbrook? That's a long ways.
Yeah.
Real long ways. But then we go there too, so.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we do. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we have a couple of minutes. So
We were down to 2, but
here's
probably
another
wrap it
minute.
up
So,
this.
if anything you want to say, just to wrap it up.
Again, thank you. Wrap it up. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much again. I really appreciate it, and we'll see you down in the lodge soon.
Oh, absolutely.
It was my pleasure. Thank
Bingo's coming soon.
you. That's right. That's right.
And thank you for listening and tuning in to Christine's Corner with Shawn Martin. I'm sorry about that. And thank you again. Love you.
Take care now.
The water's warm at Jaws Pond, and we're stocked full of treasures. Big or small, we buy it all. We buy and sell fast rides, power tools, vintage guitars, and so much more. Walk the plank in style with our fine jewelry, diamonds, and watches. Plus, we have a huge selection of the latest video games, including the new PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. Jaws Pond, conveniently located on Meriden Waterbury Turnpike in Southington and West Main Street in New Britain.
Hello, I'm Bill Meyer, Board Director for Nutmeg TV, your local public TV station. For over 30 years now, Nutmeg has brought countless local events, municipal meetings, and programs to our TV screens. To continue this important work, Nutmeg relies on the support of generous individuals like yourself. So we're reaching out today to ask for your monetary support. Together we can continue to amplify the voices and stories that make our community unique and vibrant.
To make a donation, simply visit our website at nutmegtv.com or call the office at 860-321-7405 for assistance.